If there's a company that I was saddened the heaviest by their downfall, it was Blizzard. I remember playing StarCraft for the first time, and I remember playing Warcraft 3, and I thought I got why they were so loved in the PC gaming community. Then many different controversies hit the company, and oh boy did they not hit me well. And after all that, I can't say I was particularly happy to hear that Microsoft was buying Activision Blizzard out, not even long after they bought Bethesda, especially when Bobby Kotick walked away with gods know how much cash. As much as I hate it, it was indeed Microsoft's buyout that did make me want to give Blizzard another chance. The first new-ish game I had played since the buyout? Diablo III, particularly with the Switch version and later the Xbox One version via Game Pass. For Halloween, I figured to take a look at what is my first in the Diablo series, having played other dungeon crawlers, especially Gauntlet, for so long. And how is this hellish, gory loot fest? Let's find out. The story of the game follows our hero, known as the Nephilim. Nephilim heads to the town of New Tristram to not only assist the town under attack by undead forces, they learn about a young girl named Leah and her links to the titular villain of the series. With that in mind, the Nephilim teams up with the fallen angel named Tyrael and a sorceress named Adria, who is Leah's mother, as they set out to save the land of Sanctuary from Diablo's return. Has a couple twists, maybe because I never played Diablo 1 or Diablo 2, though I did watch my dad play those games, but it's a basic story. Still, it does its job. In addition to that, the Eternal Collection, which are both the releases for the Switch and the Xbox One versions, contains the DLC, Reaper of Souls, where the Nephilim story continues. On to the gameplay, and Diablo III is an action dungeon crawling RPG in vein of classic arcade games like Gauntlet, especially after Gauntlet 4 on Sega Genesis, in where you control your character in real time as you perform combat, and when enemies die, or you smash crates, loot drops, and you collect it. Unlike Gauntlet, there's a bit more depth to it. For one, in Diablo 3 at least, there are 7 character classes, which include the Barbarian, which is a standard warrior type, Crusader, a knight type, a monk, at least 3 magic types such as Witch Doctor, Wizard, and the Necromancer, and last but not least, as it's my favorite class in the game, the Demon Hunter, an archer type. Obviously, each feeling unique with the way they play, from Barbarian being slower with dealing heavier blows, to the Demon Hunter being a bit more quicker, turning their crossbows into equivalents of either assault rifles or micro Uzis. Hell, even regular bows into more automatic weapons, a la the Elven Archer and Gauntlet Legends, sans the obvious Doom reference. Mowing down demons in their bloody wake. And of course, the differing magic types of the 3 Magi users. Beyond that, you explore lands across chapters in the story, kill, take loot, sell, or keep. All there is to it. Just make sure that as you level up, you upgrade to matching abilities that make the game less of a grind for your playstyle. Going from PC, which was largely use of the mouse, pointing and clicking, to console with controllers, Diablo did pretty well. Hey, it's an action dungeon crawler, so controls aren't too difficult to transfer, especially when, again, games like Gauntlet were among the forefathers of this genre. Exclusive to the Switch version of the game is the crossover content with Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda franchise. Much like how they did with Bethesda and the Switch version of Skyrim with the Master Sword, Hylian Shield, and Champion's Tunic, in Diablo 3's case, it's having an armor set where your character will look like Ganondorf, which is part of the transmogrify system where you can change the form of your weapon or armor. Hella expensive though, as it's 50,000 gold pieces for each piece that can be transmogrified. Yikes. Beyond that, you also have a Kuko, a chicken-like creature as a pet, which makes even more sense to any Zelda player who had Link abuse those birds. Still, it's a cool addition, and thankfully to make up for that cost, the economy is shared for all your characters, and Diablo 3 provides an adventure mode, where you can revisit lands you beat with new bounties and treasure, adding to its replay value. Visually, the game is obviously dark, as it is a dark fantasy with satanic horror themes, but it's colorful, as to be expected from Blizzard. And of course, the gorgeous cutscenes as well, which are again, as to be expected from Blizzard games. Negatives from me? Well, being that I played this on console way late in the game's life, I was lucky to avoid the infamous Error 37 from launch. But that could be due to me playing the console versions. I can't think of many too serious. Perhaps the worst I can say is that it can get repetitive despite its addicting gameplay, especially when you reload a save and enemies respawn while you're in the middle of an objective. I know RPGs have respawning enemies for grinding, but in Diablo's case, that's kind of annoying with how fast the gameplay is otherwise. What a drag! Overall, like Doom, Diablo 3 is a gory blast of hellish fun that's probably worth it even more if you can get friends to play with, which I sadly could not do by the time of this review. Still, even in single player, the game is addictive.